So today let us discuss about radioactivity. So what is a radioactivity? Radioactivity is nothing but some unstable nuclei emit radiation and it attains stability. And this process is known as radioactivity. Radioactivity means it emits some sort of a large nuclei or unstable nuclei emit some sort of radiation. As a result of that, it will attain stability. So this is also called a radioactive decay and it's also called nuclear decay, radioactive disintegration, nuclear disintegration, etc. It's a process by which unstable nuclei loses energy by radiation. So the extra energy of the nucleus is released by the emission of some particles. It may be alpha, beta, gamma, etc. In general, radioactivity refers to a release of particles and energy from an unstable nuclei. So, naturally occurring nuclei. That nuclei normally that type of nucleus are heavy nucleus. So we know that the binding energy per nucleon is small for this heavy nucleus because of high energy. So the particle attains stability by release its extra energy, and it is done by emitting some particles. It may be alpha, beta or gamma particles. So the energy is released as the kinetic energy of these particles. This alpha, beta particle have a kinetic energy. So the energy is released, extra energy is released as the kinetic energy of the particles. The release of particle from unstable atom continue until the substance reaches stability. So when it reach in a stable position or in a lower energy position, it stops its radiation emitting property. So there are two type of radioactivity. We can classify radioactivity into natural radioactivity and artificial radioactivity. So what is a natural radioactivity? It is a spontaneous process. Some naturally occurring heavy nuclei are unstable. Okay, they attain stability by the decomposition, and this is taking place in a in nature, and so it is called the natural radioactivity. Okay, what is an artificial radioactivity? When we prepare an unstable nuclei in the lab whilst bombarding them with a slow moving neutron, we call it as a artificial radioactivity. So we induce radioactivity in a nuclei by bombarding it with slow moving neutron. When a nucleus is bombarded with a slow moving neutron, it becomes unstable, and due to the instability, it will try to attain stability by the emission of radiation. So that type of radioactivity is known as artificial radioactivity. Actually, initially that nucleus may be a stable one, so they can't emit any radiations, but we make them unstable by hitting it with slow moving neutron. As a result of that, it becomes unstable, and after emitting radiations, it will attain stability, and that type of radioactivity is known as artificial radioactivities. These are done for many purposes in order to get certain desirable nucleus. Especially in the medical field, we are doing this type of activity. It is known as the artificial radioactivity. So we know that we have two type of radioactivity. One is natural, that is spontaneous one, that is taking place in nature, and other one is artificial radioactivity. Okay, so let us compare what is the difference between natural radioactivity and artificial radioactivity. By definition, natural radioactivity is the process of radioactivity that take place naturally. Artificial radioactivity, what is that? Artificial radioactivity is the process of radioactivity that is induced by man-made method. Okay, so that is the definition of artificial and natural radioactivity, and one occurs spontaneously. So it is a naturally occurring radioactivity, so it occurs spontaneously, occurs in the presence of external influence. So we are doing this in a laboratory so occurs in the presence of an external influence. And initial material, we know that initially natural radioactivity occurs naturally. That type of material is unstable, so in order to get stability they will emit radiation, and it is known as the natural radioactivity. So their initial material are unstable. But in the case of artificial radioactivity, we induce a nucleus, we induce radioactivity into a nucleus by certain methods. So initially the nucleus is stable. Okay, so that is the difference between the natural radioactivity and unstable radioactivity. And controls, most of the times the process is not in a control because it is a spontaneous process. We have no control over it, but this is a totally controlled process. We can control this process because we are doing this process in our laboratory for specific purposes. Okay, so it is a controlled process. That is the difference between natural radioactivity and artificial radioactivity. So the reason for radioactivity is the instability of the nucleus is due to its large size and high atomic number. We already discussed that large nucleus are unstable, they have extra energy. So that is a reason for radioactivity. So the binding energy of the nucleon, high energy reason is its low binding energy per nucleon, and the third one is the strong Coulomb repulsion due to large number of protons. We know that normally unstable nucleus are having high atomic number, so they have large number of protons inside, and the Coulomb repulsion is one reason for the cause of instability. So normally an unstable nuclei attains stability by the emission of alpha, beta and gamma radiations. That is an alpha particle. Alpha particle, what is an alpha particle? Is nothing but a helium nucleus. Helium He24. 2 protons and 2 neutrons. So here 2 protons, positive charge means 2 protons and 2 neutrons. So from this heavy nucleus or unstable nucleus, 2 protons and 2 neutrons are emitted by alpha rays. Alpha ray will take 2 protons and 2 neutrons from the nucleus. As a result of the nucleus become a smaller nuclei because it will take 2 protons. Alpha particle will take 2 protons and 2 neutrons from the nucleus. So that is alpha particle, and beta particle is nothing but an electrons. Electrons means it have a negative charge. So that is the emission of beta particles, and gamma particle is nothing but an electromagnetic radiation. So it will not take any mass from the nucleus, it will take only the extra energy. Okay, so that is the gamma decay, electromagnetic radiation. That is because of the emission of because of the emission of gamma radiation, there is no change in the atomic number and mass number of a initial nucleus. It will take extra energy only. But alpha particle will take 2 protons and 2 neutrons from the nucleus, and beta particle will take an electron from the nucleus. So how can we take an electron from the nucleus? Because electrons are absent in a nucleus. Then how can we take an electron from the nucleus? In this process, a neutron inside the nucleus, a neutron is converted into a proton and an electron. Okay, inside the nucleus, what happened? A neutron is converted into protons and electrons. That electron is taken by the beta particle. So electrons are produced inside the nucleus by the conversion of neutron into proton and electron. As a result of it, a neutron number is decreased by 1 unit and proton number is increased by 1 unit. Okay, that is known as the beta decay, and the extra electron is taken from the nucleus by the beta emission along with a large amount of energy. So let us discuss about the properties of different type of radiation, that is alpha, beta and gamma rays. its properties. First property is penetrating power. Okay, which one have large penetrating power? This is alpha particle. It can't penetrate even a paper. Okay, penetrating power is very less for an alpha particle. But in the case of a beta particle, it can penetrate the paper and will reach aluminium foil. It can't penetrate it. But a gamma particle even can penetrate the aluminium foil. Okay, but it cannot penetrate the lead block. It is a lead block. It can't penetrate the lead block, but it can penetrate even the paper, even the aluminium foil, etc. So the penetrating power is more for gamma rays and least for alpha rays, because it has some mass He2 is alpha particle and have 2 protons and 2 neutrons in it, so it can't penetrate through the paper or anything like that. But beta particles very lighter particle when you compare with the alpha particle, so it can penetrate to paper and can reach in the aluminium foil. But gamma particle, we know that it is a chargeless massless particle. It is an electromagnetic wave, so it can it have large amount of energy, so it can penetrate even the aluminium foil. Okay, that is comparison of the penetrating power of these 3 particles. Let us examine the behavior of these 3 particles in an electromagnetic field. First, we discuss the magnetic field in the presence behavior of the particle in the presence of magnetic field. Then we will discuss the behavior of this particle in an electric field. So this is the behavior of particle in a magnetic field. Here the into mark indicate there is a magnetic field is present here, and the direction of the magnetic field is into the plane of the paper, because into mark means the magnetic field is into the direction. So from this expression of the force that is taking place in this particle is given by F is equal to Q into V cross B. So force is Q into V cross B. So this is the direction. V is the direction of velocity. Initially it is in this direction, and magnetic field is into the plane of the paper. As a result of this, the particle, alpha positively charged particle, will experience a force in the upward direction. So the particle will move upward. That is alpha particle, positively charged particle. Actually, the force is given by Lorentz equation, F is equal to Q into V cross B. So when we apply this in the case of beta particle, they are negatively charged particle, and alpha particle is positively charged particle. Here also its velocity is in this direction, and its magnetic field is into the plane of the paper. As a result of this, the particle will bend in the downward direction. So this is the path of the beta particles. So this will happen when the electric field is into the plane of the paper. Okay, and the direction will reverse if the magnetic field is in the out of the plane of if the direction of the magnetic field is out of the plane of the paper. Okay, so this will explain the behavior of alpha, beta and gamma particle in the presence of a magnetic field. So let us examine the properties of alpha, beta, gamma particle in the presence of an electric field. This is an electric field. Here positive potential is given, here negative potential is given. So this, we know that the gamma particle is negatively charged particle, so it is bent towards the positive side. So this is a positive plate, so it is bending in this direction. So we know that alpha particle is a positively charged particle, so it will bend towards the negative potential. So it is the direction. We know that gamma rays it has no charge, so it will go in a straight line. This will happen here also. Gamma particle have no charge, so it will move in a straight path without any bending. Okay, here also gamma particle has no charge, so it will move in a straight path without any bending. But beta particle has negative charge, so it is attracted towards the positive potential. So as a result, there is a bending happened in the case of a beta particle. Alpha particle is a positively charged particle, so it will bend towards the negative potential. So this is the part. So this will explain the behavior of alpha, beta, gamma particle in an electromagnetic field.